Picture this, January 24th, 1967, Tuesday afternoon, Chicago, Illinois. You're walking downtown in a light jacket, 65 degrees Fahrenheit, warmest January day on record. People are eating lunch outside. Kids are playing in the park. Winter. What winter? 2 days later, 23 inches of snow would bury the city in 29 hours. 50,000 cars abandoned, 800 buses stranded, 26 people dead. And Chicago, America's second largest city, would grind to a complete halt for 3 days. This is the blizzard of '67, the worst snowstorm in Chicago history. And if you were there, you remember exactly where you were when it hit. Thursday, January 26th, 1967, 5:02 a.m. Snow begins falling. Light at first, nothing unusual. Weather forecast said maybe 4 inches. You went to work, kids went to school. Life continued normally. By 8 a.m., 2 inches on the ground. By 10 a.m., 6 inches. By noon, 8 inches. And it wasn't stopping. Businesses started sending people home early. Schools dismissed students. Everyone rushed to their cars at once. That's when the nightmare began. You sat in traffic on the Kennedy Expressway, not moving. Snow falling at 2 inches per hour. Your windshield wipers struggling. Visibility dropping to 0. Cars sliding into ditches. Buses jackknifing. A semi blocking 3 lanes. Your normal 30-minute commute became 3 hours, then 5 hours. Then you gave up, left your car right there on the highway, engine running, and started walking. You weren't alone. Thousands did the same. The Kennedy, the Dan Ryan, the Eisenhower. Every expressway became a parking lot. Cars abandoned everywhere, buried so deep you couldn't see the hoods by morning. 50,000 cars. Think about that number. Not nationwide, just Chicago, in one day. Lakeshore Drive became a graveyard. Over 500 cars stranded along the lakefront, pummeled by 50-mile-per-hour winds off Lake Michigan. Snow drifts 10 to 15 feet high swallowed vehicles whole. A Rolls-Royce caught fire after stalling on the Edens Expressway, burned while buried in snow. Downtown, Grant Park's parking lot looked like a snow-covered junkyard. Cars stacked like toys. Some wouldn't be found until March. And the buses. 800 CTA buses. Gone. Stuck, abandoned. Drivers gave up, walked off, left them where they died. Passengers climbed out windows into waist-deep snow, trudging through drifts to find shelter. O'Hare Airport shut down at noon. 10-foot drifts covered runways. Midway closed too. Thousands of travelers trapped in terminals, sleeping on benches, on floors, anywhere they could find space. By Thursday evening, Chicago was paralyzed. No cars moving, no buses running, no trains, nothing. The city that never stops, stopped. Your mom tried to walk to the grocery store 2 blocks away, gave up after 1 block. Snow too deep, wind too strong. She came home defeated, frost on her eyebrows, and made dinner from whatever was in the pantry. Stores that stayed open were mobbed. People fighting over the last loaf of bread, the last gallon of milk, shelves emptying in hours. One woman and her daughter bought the last loaf of bread at the A&P. Newspapers photographed them like they'd won the lottery. Heating oil ran low. Delivery trucks couldn't get through. Families rationed coal. Your dad checked the furnace every hour, calculating how long the fuel would last. You wore sweaters inside, slept in coats. Power lines came down. Thousands lost electricity. Families huddled around fireplaces, candles flickering, telling stories to pass the time because there was nothing else to do. 26 people died, some from the cold. Some from heart attacks shoveling snow. A minister was run over by a snowplow. A 10-year-old girl caught in crossfire between police and looters. Yes, looting started on the west side. Chaos breeds chaos. Expectant mothers went to hospitals by sled, by bulldozer, by snowplow. At least 12 babies were born at home because there was no other choice. One woman tells the story. My husband tried to shovel a path to the car, gave up, called an ambulance. They said 4-hour wait. So we did it ourselves, in our bedroom. Our neighbor, a nurse, thank God, came over and helped. Helicopters became lifelines, delivering medicine to hospitals, food and blankets to people trapped in cars, medical supplies to nursing homes cut off from the world. Doctors made house calls on skis. Mailmen delivered letters on foot through waist-deep snow because that's what you did. One photo shows Larry Bishop, a mailman on 83rd Street, trudging through the blizzard, mailbag over his shoulder, determination on his face. Friday, January 27th, The snow finally stopped at 10:10 a.m. 23 inches, a record. Still standing today, but the city stayed shut. Saturday, too. Mayor Richard J. Daley deployed 2,500 workers with 500 pieces of snow removal equipment, working around the clock. Iowa, Wisconsin, and Michigan sent heavy equipment to help. It wasn't enough. The problem? Those 50,000 abandoned cars. You can't plow streets when cars are buried everywhere. Snow removal trucks couldn't get through. Plows got stuck. The city sent some snow to Florida. Yes, Florida. On refrigerated train cars, so kids there could see what snow looked like. That's how desperate they were for places to dump it. It took 3 weeks to plow every street. 3 weeks. Snow stayed on the ground until March 10th, and just when people thought it was over, February 1st brought 4 more inches. February 5th, another 10 inches. 36.5 inches total in 11 days. Almost an entire winter's worth. The blizzard of '67 changed Chicago. Weather forecasting improved, snow removal plans restructured, overnight parking bans on main streets, better preparation, because the city swore it would never be caught off guard again. But here's what people really remember: community. Your neighbor appearing with a snowblower at 6 a.m., strangers pulling your car out of a snowbank, people sharing bread, milk, coal, helping each other because that's all you could do. One woman who walked home from downtown said, "People were helping each other. It was wonderful. Cars that could move would stop and give you a ride. Strangers became friends." If you lived through the blizzard of '67, you don't forget. You remember where you abandoned your car, how long it took to walk home, the frost on the windows, the sound of silence when the city stopped moving. Share your story in the comments. Were you trapped downtown? Did you abandon your car? Do you remember walking in the middle of Lakeshore Drive? Subscribe to keep these memories alive. The blizzard of '67. Chicago remembers.